highest spike in COVID-19 cases in a single day in Karnataka. 127 COVID-19 cases reported in the state. 62 COVID-19 cases reported in Mandya. 19 COVID-19 cases reported in Davanagere. 11 COVID-19 cases reported from Kalaburgi. 6 COVID-19 cases reported in Bengaluru. Total number of deaths in Karnataka rises to 40. Total number of COVID-19 cases in Karnataka rises to 1,373 with 530 people being discharged. So this is the big news that is coming your way now, that the total number of deaths in Karnataka has risen to 40 and Karnataka sees the largest spike in a single day. 127 positive COVID-19 cases coming to light, out of which the majority of them coming in from the sugar bowl of Karnataka, that is Mandya. For more on this, I'm also joined in by my colleague Ashish Parekh. So Ashish, looking at the number of cases coming in, we have seen how quickly the number of COVID-19 cases is rising, especially in the sugar bowl of Karnataka. Just a few days ago, just 3 days ago, the number of cases in Mandya was only 52. But today we are seeing that the number has surpassed over 100 and in a single day, there are 62 new cases that is being reported. And apart from that, Kalaburgi and Davangere, these two rural districts in Karnataka are inching close to the 100 mark as well. What more do you have to say?
Well, absolutely, Prajwal. A massive spike in the number of cases in Karnataka. For the first time, Karnataka has crossed 100 as far as positive COVID-19 cases are concerned. 127 new cases have been reported. And another thing that we got to note here is that, like you've been saying, the sugar bowl of Karnataka, that is Mandya, has reported 62 new positive cases. Just a few days back, it was half this number, and now it has almost doubled, and the number is rising continuously and exponentially. And to look at the other districts as well, we got 5 cases from Bengaluru, and from Chikmagaluru we got 2 cases, 12 from Shimoga, 4 from Uttar Kannada, 3 from Hassan, 1 each from Yadgir, Chitradurga and Vijaypura, 4 from Udupi and 11 from Kalaburgi. Apart from that, 5 cases that we've been talking about in Bengaluru. 2 cases are from patient number 608, who had visited Padranpura a few days ago, and both of these cases are primary contacts of patient number 608. The other one, the third case from Bengaluru, is a patient of ILI. Again, no contact tracing, no idea where exactly he got the virus from. And the fourth one is again from a containment zone. Which containment zone, that is unclear at the moment, but that person too had visited a containment zone. So these are the 5 cases that have been reported from Bengaluru, but the focus right now is on the sugar bowl of Karnataka, that is Mandya. 62 new positive cases. Remember, the total tally in Karnataka not very long ago itself was hovering around 100 mark, and now you've been seeing an exponential rise in the number of cases as far as Karnataka is concerned. And one important factor to note here in Mandya is that all of these people have a travel history to Mumbai in Maharashtra. So the question that arises is, when exactly did this happen? Because the interstate borders were obviously closed, and no activity was being permitted during the lockdown period. So where exactly did these people travel? How did they travel? And what was the date when these people actually traveled to Mumbai and came back? Because Mumbai obviously is emerging as the biggest hotspot in the country. So these people clearly had gone there. If these people had traveled during the lockdown, then this is a serious security lapse and could possibly mean that there are hundreds of other people who could have managed to do that and might test positive. So this is something that needs to be investigated. Apart from the loop that they have of COVID-19 patients being tested and the contact tracing being done, this is an angle that needs to be investigated as to how exactly did these people travel, because this is a criminal negligence that is coming to the fore. 62 people testing positive because of one reason, that is travel, and that too given the fact that the country was a nationwide lockdown. There was absolutely no movement being allowed between 2 states. So how exactly did these people travel? That remains a big mystery. But yes, like we've been seeing over the past few days, most of the cases that are being reported are due to interstate travel, and this again gives rise to the question of community transmission. This is exactly what you call that, because people traveling here and there, the fact that the virus is spreading among the states in the country is something that is going to be worrisome for the authorities, and the fact that the number of cases are exponentially rising, and all of these because of interstate travel, is something that needs to be looked at. And adding to that, the fact that most of the activities have now begun across the states, of course outside containment zone, but clearly cases are being reported from outside containment confinement zones as well. So how safe is it right now out on the streets, not just in Bengaluru but across Karnataka? That remains a big question. How safe are people right now walking on the streets? That is something that people need to ask themselves, and also the government needs to relook its strategy at the moment of a staggered lockdown.
Absolutely, Ashish. And also going ahead now, it is not only travel history to Maharashtra that we are seeing here. We're also seeing travel history to Gujarat as well, especially the Ahmedabad region, because what has happened is we have seen more and more number of cases coming in from Davanagere here. And majority of the Davanagere cases or the positive COVID-19 cases coming in from Davanagere is mainly being reported of those people who are having a travel history to Ahmedabad over here as well. So somewhere the number of rise in the neighboring cases is also being parallelly linked to the number of COVID-19 cases increasing exponentially in Karnataka as well, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. Now, when we talk about COVID-19 cases in India at the moment, the current scenario points out towards 3 states, that is Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, which are leading as far as the COVID-19 tally is concerned. And the fact that Karnataka too is having a spillover of cases from these states is something that needs to be noted down as well, because of course from Mumbai, Maharashtra, we've been speaking how a number of cases are being reported, from that particular place in Mandya, people who have traveled over there. Now, like you rightly said, people from Gujarat, people who had a travel history to Gujarat as well, are now testing positive, and that again raises the same question as to where exactly these people travel, when did they travel, did this actually happen during the lockdown, and if it did, this is a part of a criminal negligence on the part of the authorities, because of course traveling, just stepping out of your houses itself was not permitted. So how did these people exactly travel over there, when was the travel history, and if they really traveled before the lockdown, then that would mean that there is a huge incubation period. The fact that they would have traveled to many places, met many other people, and could have had hundreds of primary and secondary contacts, that again is a big worrisome thing for the authorities, and is become this particular pattern like that we have been seeing. Most of the cases testing positive in the state have some sort of an interstate travel history. This pattern is something that the authorities need to note, and also has become a big headache for people, because of course traveling between 2 states, they would have met a lot of people, interacted with a lot of people, and visited several other places as well. So this again becomes interlinked, and this is exactly what we call community transmission, and the authorities will now have to look into this and make sure that the needful is done, and the idea of relaxing the lockdown is re-looked at.